Hello guys, and welcome back to My World Tanks Replays, episode 24, I believe. And guess what? More Pershing action. So yeah, this is the fully upgraded Pershing with the top turret and such. So this is kind of a little bit more complete of how the vehicle actually performs. And it does. These two games should show you more about the tank as a whole and its qualities overall. So let's get going. We are here on Lakeville and it's top tier, so it's about time we have a nice game where we put this turret armor to work. Now the turret armor was a little bit weedy with the stock turret. It's still really good turret armor, but it had spots that could be penetrated. This turret still does, as the cheeks I believe are pretty weak, and there's also the commander's hatch, but the mantlet on this is much better. So we are going to be abusing our turret armor, and so we will be heading to the valley where we should be able to hold everybody off. Once again, stupid markers, I always forget to fix them before I start the video. Let's get that. And we do not want to see anything here. Okay. There we go. So, we are heading into the valley over here. And, we don't have a lot of brawn over here, but that's good. You don't want too much going into the valley. I'm really liking the way our team's splitting. You just need, all you really need in the valley is one American tank and two tank shores to back them up. So, that's pretty darn good. We're in a good situation here, so heading up through the swamp to get to a position where I can just sit there, hold down. An awful panther up there. And let's see what we can see. In case you're wondering, my equipment fit on this is vertical stabilizer, so as you see that my gun is very accurate at all times, so I hardly have to aim. Gun rammer, obviously medium tank, you want a gun rammer. And finally, coated optics, because this thing's 400 meter view range, being 440 at all times is excellent. You can actually use this thing to do a little bit of spotting when necessary. Put a shot into that FCM. So, as you see, I already took a hit to the gun mantlet. That did not go through. The FCM has 212, so that's pretty respectable. It's about 212 off the front of a medium. So let's further throw shots into this FCM. He shouldn't be able to penetrate me. Comet. Oh, why is the red outline not there? Stupid replay system, but put a shot into the Comet. Easy 8's up there. He backs off. So I'm just really going to sit here, be really careful. You need to make sure you don't push the valley, because pushing the valley will always lose. So you just need to sit here and be extra patient. You need to wait for opportunities when you know you can move up a little bit, take your shot, and then just move back. So I apologize if this game is a tad boring, because, well, it's me going hull down in the valley and hardly moving at all the entire game. But let's see what we can do here. FCM, Easy 8's on the side, Comet. Comet penetrates my turret. I think that was just a high pen roll, or he used APCR. I think a high pen roll. That usually does not happen. FCM bounces another one. Easy 8 bounces. Easy 8 probably cannot pen my front much of anywhere. Comet, once again. We're trying to focus fire down this FCM, but he's making a very good job of giving me not so great shots. But I find his commander's hatch, as you see then, taking a bunch more hits to that frontal turret armor. Gonna finish off that Panther and let the FCM charge down to his death. Missed the Easy 8 for some reason there. Not sure why that shot missed. And throw one Easy 8 there. See the GW Panther. Be very nice to get him out of the picture, so nice accurate gun here, put a shot into him. He should be one shot from death. And unfortunately that one misses. And KV-1S here, going to the front of his turret. Took a nice chunk in the frontal armor from that KV-1S, I presume. It's not bad frontal hull armor either. It is 100 millimeters, sloped back at maybe 40, 30 degrees. It's not great, but it's good enough that you can abuse it to get people to shoot at it at extreme angles. Just gonna exchange shots. As you see, they probably can see my frontal hull, but the angle they would have, it would be a very, very bad shot. I bounce there off the top of the KV-1S's turret. He bounces off my turret. Gonna move in because I have quite a bit of support here, so I'm fairly confident that I can go up to this Comet and I can face hug him, have my team take out the KV-1S as he tries to flank me, and then I can just work on this Comet. If you're in a Pershing, face hugging really, really works. That is something you should get good at. If you're in a situation where you're 1v1, face hugging in the Pershing oftentimes will be very much to your advantage. So we've got just T-69 and 2 artillery to mop up on the enemy team. So I'm going to move in, see what I can do. As you can see, this thing's quite durable. Only penetrating hits I took were that lucky shot to the turret and 2 shots to the hull. As you can see, didn't really have to stop much to aim there, as accuracy is absurd on the move. As you see, that's almost complete accuracy while I am moving around and turning my turret. So let's do a quick shot into that GW Panther. And the Lorraine dies as well. So that's a pretty good game. Let's head over to the second game, and then we'll wrap up the stats for both games. Hello once again, and welcome to the second replay. So let's get started. We are here on Prokhorovka, and once again I'm platooned up with Tiger II, and that seems to be a very good combination for us. We usually do pretty well with the Pershing Tiger II combination. It's a pretty good mixture of all skills. So this is encounter, so let's see what I do. I believe I fixed this. I believe I fixed this. I'll let it run in the background, why not? So I apologize if you actually heard the game in the last audio, or the game in the background. I did not realize that I had my speakers on so loud when I'm not supposed to when I record. So yeah, I need a little volume. I need to be able to hear something. So heading up here, I'm going to head up towards the hill where we can establish a dominant position. Got a fair force over here. Backside is mostly untouched, so that's not looking so great. But it's a little late to go back, and honestly, Pershing is pretty dominant on the hillside there. So let's head up there. Got quite a bit of company coming up onto this hill. T-20, T-34, T-3, Indian Panzer, Tiger II, T-32, maybe even that T-44, all heading up, and then a ton of people on the hill. As you see, we're overloading this side a little too much. Despite it being encounter, it's still too much on this side. So what we're going to want to do is set up on the side of this hill, keep back the people on the top, and just unload onto the people in the city. Also, I take that shot not because I know I can hit him, but because I know I can progressively just break down the cover that they have in the city, which will be beneficial in the long run. M5 Stewart, M5A1, excuse me, and he's not a very happy M5A1 Stewart anymore. And our T20 finishes him off. It's surprising, I thought I hit him. But you can see we've got a pretty good spot here, even if I can also hold down a little bit. The right side seems to be pretty clear, so let's deal with what's up top so they don't come down onto our sides. T25-2. That should be no problem to hurt. And he should have issues hurting us if we're hull down. That shot misses, strangely enough. I feel like I'm too accurate on the move almost. Jag Panther as well, but really we need to kill this T25 first. Focus fire. Take out the T25. SU-152. Put a shot into his front. And he's dead, so Jag Panther, not too concerned anymore. Let's turn around and help the middle. Our threat from above, the threat from above on them on the hill is almost completely negated, so let's see what we can shoot at. Got a Pershing running through cap here. No idea what he's doing. Whatever it is, it ain't smart. KV-4. Trying to look for a good shot on this guy. That shot misses, unfortunately. And it looks like we have company from the other side. That's SU-122, that's not good. So we need to deal with that threat now. I'm going to fix my loader because I know I'm going to need that loader. And unfortunately, the stupid Tiger 1 knocks out my loader again, so looks like I'm going to be operating without a loader for the rest of this game. Put another shot to that SU-122, need to take him out. IS-6, also a pretty big threat. Not looking too good for our team now. So we need to just sit up here and dominate this hill. This is the only way we have a chance at winning this game. So let's see if we can take out this IS. Put a shot into him. He should be one shot from death. He's just going right across. I'm gonna finish him off, then deal with what shot me. Ooh, was the Rheinbastall. I'm not even gonna, no, it's like, I don't even know. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it. The RMHBWT. I can at least pronounce Waffenträger. There you go. But destroy the T-34, and we're doing pretty well up here, considering, all things considered. Put a shot into the side of that IS-6. I need to help that Ferdinand up there, but as you see, side turret armor on this thing isn't so great. That's really the only flaw to the turret on this thing, so fortunately I've been hit there twice. Let's see if we can get this Tiger 1 out of the picture. This gun's a little dangerous. So once again, we're trying to focus fire. Draw attention back over to the IS-6. That would be really nice if we could get that Ferdinand out of the locked engagement he's having with the IS-6. But it doesn't appear I have a very good angle at the IS-6, so I'm going to try to just wither away the cover of the guys in cap while they're detected. IS-6 goes flat again. That shot is going to bounce. So still not looking great here. Tiger 2 takes out the IS-6, so that's nice. Tiger 1 just sitting in the middle of the cap. Moves out into the open, put a shot into him. Once again, let's see if we can take this guy out. Focus fire. Disappears off the radar. Indian Panzer's going forward to see if we can spot those guys in the cap who are accumulating points. It'd be really nice to take out one of those German tank destroyers, as they are very, very deadly. So we're gonna. I know the Jag Panther's at low health, but taking out this guy would make a huge difference in the course of this game, as he can do a lot of damage with one shot. Okay, he's done, but we still have 4 enemy tanks left, and they're pretty deadly in terms of their guns. Once again, let's see if we can take out this Tiger 1. I bounce off him, which is incredible. But he's taken out by the Ferdinand. So, hey, this game's looking pretty good, isn't it? Oh, but our Indian Panther dies. And I bounce off the front of a Jag Panther. Ooh. Jag Panther comes into sight. Looks like I have a shot, but it's on his side, and then my shot's fading in and out, and I'm not getting a terribly good shot, so unfortunately I missed there. And our Ferdinand is now charging forward into the city, and our Tiger 2 just got clobbered by the M44. So we really need to get this Jag Panther so we can move on. Just gonna... No, the Ferdinand's taking hits too now. This is not a good situation. Ferdinand takes him out, so it's just that German tank destroyer. Oh, and the German tank destroyer takes out the Ferdinand. So it's 2v2 now, but he is full health and has a gun that does a lot of damage. So we need to be extra careful about this. So I'm going to have the Tiger 2 go sit in the city. Not really city, it's kind of like more like a town. Sit in the town while I might try to flank around the tank destroyer and perhaps maybe even find the M44. I'm like urging my tank to go a little faster over this hill, as once I'm going downhill I'll be able to reach a pretty good speed. I need to get around quickly. I can't just completely abandon the Tiger 2. So I'm going to wrap around here and head over to the railroad track crossing. Let me restart Bandicam. Yeah, there we go. That should work. I just had to restart it because it was getting close to the 10-minute mark. And there he is. Oh, and he takes out our Tiger 2. That's not looking good. We really need to get off the side of the field. Kill that M44, and then we're going to have to find a situation in which we can 1v1 that tank destroyer. Unfortunately, although it's a high damage roll, we do not kill that M44 in one shot. So I'm just going to finish him off. Surprised that the M44 was able to aim when he did in fact move his hull. Thought that would have threw off his accuracy a little bit, but I am now one shot from death regardless of what gun that tank destroyer is using. If he's using the 128 or the 152, he will be able to kill me in one shot. So I have to be extra careful here. I see him, and he moves away. I do not believe he saw me, so I'm going to try to get into a better position where I can possibly throw a shot down into him. And there he is. Still don't believe he's seen me. Oh, I think he has now, so I'm going to throw a shot into him, back off again. And as you see, that guy said, "I've never seen 5 kills in a pile of Pershing before." That guy clearly does not know of the capability of the M26 Pershing. Onward. And unfortunately we get taken out. That's just the way it is. You get the camouflage advantage regardless of us having coded optics or not. So let's head up to the after action report for both these games. Welcome to the after action report. Before we get started talking about these vehicles, or this vehicle, why would it be multiple? Let me just say that I'm going to change up the after action report a little bit to both make it easier for me and make my life easier, and to possibly increase the efficiency with which I can output these videos, because those cuts between every single one of those screenshots takes a long time to synchronize. So what I'm going to do is I'm instead just going to have the main pages, the personal score, team score, detailed report pages all up in their basic form without any extra information showing, and then I will tell you which what actually is it's displaying on that page in each specific thing, but I'm not going to specifically display each image showing the amount of damage or the critical hits, whatever. So let's get started. 27,000 credits and 2,206 experience, doubled with a steel wall, so that's pretty nice. FCM 50T, I did 719 damage to him with 3 shots. Did 116 to the T-69, 456 to the Comet, 360 to the GW Panther to finish him off, and 414 to the Awful Panther. Also 436 to the KV-1S, and 229 to the EZ-8. Over in criticals, I knocked out the gun and destroyed it on that FCM 50T, and I injured his commander. I knocked out the gun on the T-69, destroyed the observation device of that Panther, and damaged the gun and injured the driver of that KV-1S with 268 spotting damage to the Scout Panther and a bunch of spots, as you see there. So pretty overall, I was getting around, getting some criticals, getting some damage, spotting some vehicles, even a little spotting damage as well. So pretty solid game. Team score, we see that we were top of the team with 1,103 base experience and 2,730 damage with 3 kills, so that's a nice amount. Once again, that's a pretty darn good amount for a tier 8 medium tank. Very much able to abuse that area in the map and get some damage out and get a good game. Detailed report, 21 shots fired, 17 direct hits, 13 penetrations. Yeah, that's not very representative of how the gun performs, because I was pretty bad. My accuracy was not that great. That was probably my fault. The gun is much more accurate than that, and wheel pen more accurate than that. So yeah, 2,730 damage, like stated. 14 hits received, 3 penetrations, 1 splash damage, and 11 bounces. There you see the gun mantlet. When you go hold down on this thing, it is very difficult for enemies to penetrate your armor. They have to know what they're doing, and there are spots in the front of the turret where you can penetrate, but most people don't think about them. So 2,800 potential damage received, so all those qualifications met up to make my steel wall, which was nice. 5 enemies spotted, 7 damaged, and 3 destroyed, so that's nice as well. 268 spotting damage, and I netted 14,000 credits, pretty good for a tier 8 premium. When you do well in a tier 8, or not a premium, if you do well in a tier 8, yeah, you're making a decent sum of money. If you don't do well, you'll lose money. That's kind of how tier 8 operates. And then once again, 1,103 experience, so that was a pretty solid game, which demonstrating the hold down technique of this tank. And let me scroll over these screenshots. I got a bunch in between to this game, where we see that I did pretty damn well. Mastery badge and Confederate, and 1,250 base experience on a defeat with 47,000 credits. So this was a very good game. Very unfortunate that I was not able to pull it away, but I was not in a favorable situation against that tier 8 German TD, which I will refuse to pronounce. So let's see what I did. 496 damage to that IS-6. I did, I clicked out of the screen, 195 to the T-34, 249 to the Pershing, 239 to the Tier 8 German tank destroyer, 446 to the other one, 295 to the IS, 235 to the Tiger 1, 736 to that Su-122, and 203 to the Su-152. Criticals, or no, not criticals, I have more. It scrolls down. 601 damage to the T-25-2, 280 damage to the M44, and 258 damage to the M5A1 Stuart. So yeah, there's 3 more tanks down that you probably won't see with the screenshot I'm going to give you, or you might not see the top 3 tanks, I'm not sure. Criticals, I missed, because I scrolled down I missed some of the criticals, but I did knock out or damage the fuel tank and track of the Pershing, injured the commander of the 2nd Tier 8 German tank destroyer, damaged the track of the IS, and damage the gun and destroy the fuel tank of that M44. So, wait, if I destroyed his fuel tanks, he must have had a automatic fire extinguisher in his M44? Because when you destroy the fuel tank, I'm pretty sure you have to light it on fire. Oh, it could have been when I killed him, I guess. And some spotting damage all around, not any significant quantities. And also spotting that M44. So, very, very satisfied with this game. Though at the time, not satisfied because it was a loss and it was a close game. So, team score, we see that I was top of the team with 1,250 base experience on a defeat. Thankfully, getting Courageous Resistance, the new thing since you get where you get normal 1.5 XP from victories if you have a medal of sorts. If you have a medal of sorts on the losing team, so that was nice. And I did 4,233 damage, which is really good for a tier 8 medium. That is good numbers in terms of damage. And 5 kills, so I did really well in that game. I was very happy with that game. So close of a game. Detailed report, we see that I fired 34 shots, hit 24 of them and penetrated 20. Now 20 out of 24 is a more valid portion of what you will be doing. You will be bouncing, 4 out of 20 shots. That being, or 4 out of 24 shots. That's a pretty, 1/6 of shots. Yeah, it's not a terribly good penetration gun, but it's good enough to get you 20 out of 24. So yeah, those 20 penetrations combined to do 4,233 damage. I received 8 hits, 6 penetrations, 2 non-pens. I wasn't really playing hull down for many situations, so mostly shots into the hull armor, also some into the turret cheeks, which are a little bit soft, but I do not believe the enemy tanks were aiming there. So 3,000 potential damage received, 1 enemy spotted, 12 enemies damaged. I think that should be a, super Confederate medal. 5 destroyed, very close to a Top Gun. Would have been a Top Gun had I won. And 942 spying damage and 33 base defense points, traveling 2 kilometers. Over there we see that we had 36,000, that's with the helper of Courageous Resistance, and 11,000 from something or another, the on-track event probably actually. So 20,000 earned, very nice for a tier 8 once again, and 1,250 experience with Courageous Resistance. So yeah, let's talk about the Pershing for a second. So when it's fully upgraded, the Pershing shines in 2 things. It shines in its ability to be very flexible and does not have a necessary flaw. It doesn't have anything that stands out and says, okay, I'm terrible in this respect. So it's a jack of all trades in that manner. And then it also stands out because when played right, it is extremely durable. If I quickly think of all the other tier 8s in my head, they generally don't have armor that's as reliable. Possibly, I'm thinking really briefly, so I could be missing out on something here, but I actually don't know about the Panther 2's armor, but I believe the Centurion 1 is pretty similar, but the Centurion is a bigger target and its turret's less of the frontal view, but this thing survives very well, so that is very nice. And then just go hold down. Just play this thing hold down and use its flexibility, its jack of all trades. This is a very easy tank for any... You should do well in this tank with any playstyle. It's a very well-rounded tank, and I enjoy it for it being well-rounded. There's nothing I can really point out and say that's amazing other than possibly the frontal turret armor, which in itself still has some flaws, but it's just... it's so good for having nothing bad. So, until next time, I will see you guys then. Goodbye.